Think-
Man, we
Are we
are.
live?
Yes, we are, but I
Yes,
gotta
yes.
sign in
Hey
to see
chat,
chat.
hey chat.
Chat is not on available
Chat
yet,
is
bro.
not available yet. Oh man,
Yes,
come
sir.
on, bro.
Vamos parar onde não?
Nah, we good, we good. We talking. Give us a second, chat. Even though you guys are not even ready yet, we're about to sign into so we can see the chat. Um. Yeah. Okay.
Yes, sir.
We looking good. We looking good. So today we're gonna be talking about something very interesting, and we do hope that you
Can I see
guys
your phone?
can. We do hope that you guys can. I don't think you guys. I don't hope. I know you guys will enjoy it, and this is gonna be amazing. We have some interesting things that we wanna, talk about, and surprisingly, surprisingly,
Surprisingly, we gotta wait because the computer is loading right now. That's a surprisingly.
yeah, but surprisingly, like there's many. What do you call it? Many people doesn't know these things because we already talked to some people like in at work or things like that, and there's so many people who actually doesn't know the answer to these things. So we wanted to talk to you guys. We wanted to talk about it today with you guys, and hopefully it be something that can you know
Yeah.
awaken some people to the truth, to certain truth. But yeah.
Yes, sir.
But anyways, I'm Junior, like always, and this is Joe. And today, like I said, it's gonna be good, very good.
Yeah. So, like he was saying, it's just gonna be like a little quiz type of thing. We're gonna ask
Yeah.
some questions and hopefully we can answer them. It's gonna be
Well,
just
yeah, but it's gonna be interesting. But we wanted to ask, not ask, but we wanted to put it out there. Is like how so many people does like what do you call it? It's like how some people have like a question, Joe, about you know
how things came to be as it
how
is
things
today.
came to be, and certain people believe like we came from monkeys or whatever the case is, billion years ago, and obviously we don't believe in that, right?
No, sir.
And and that's one thing that we want to talk about and try to explain to people certain things that can can make them question that theory as well.
Yeah. But we'll start with easier, simple things. For example, a lot of people see rainbows, for example, which is a big sign, but a lot of people don't know the meaning of it.
Exactly.
So, what is your take? Like, how can you explain to people like the meaning of a rainbow and why does it come always when there's like raining and stuff?
um See, okay, because we do believe in the Bible and we believe in God, and our thing is that God, because of the flood and all that, so what happened, God made like a promise to the human being that he would never destroy the world by flood again. So to to make it, how should I put it? That promise, he made that symbol. Okay, this is a symbol between me and you. This is a promise, and this is the thing that's gonna be in the middle. Whenever you see this, you should be reminded. I promise you guys that I'm not gonna destroy this world by flood anymore. So that was a promise by God, and He put the rainbow in the sky, so we can remember that promise.
And that's why it comes after rain at all time.
Exactly. So, um, my question to you
It's
is,
interesting that you brought up the rain because, um, like you said, after the flood, and a lot of things happened after the flood. And I don't know if you remember how things used to be like upon the earth, like
Mhm.
like you were gonna say, like we were talking at work about precious jewels and stuff.
Yeah.
And I think you had some mention. You mentioned something earlier about.
I did, and exactly. So while we're talking about this flood, the big flood that happened in the world, right?
Hmm.
Early in this world history. So what happened is because the flood happened, right? So many people, if you ask them, if you ask the many people, okay, how come gold is underneath ground, or all these precious jewels that you find is under the ground?
Yeah, but like in the Garden of Eden, they're just like plain sights. You could see them everywhere you go.
Yeah, according to the Bible.
Yeah, it would
And
be like in the river, all around like the river banks and all
yeah,
that.
yeah. So the gold and the precious jewel was not something that was hidden from the face of from the earth, you know. So it was not hidden in caves or underneath grounds and all that. And many people don't know that it was not the will of God for that to be like that. It was because man was putting these things above God, and it was becoming an issue with God, like that they put in the creation before the the God who created these things and bless us with it. So God, after the flood, these things got buried under the the
Underground, yeah.
under the ground and stuff. But specifically, what happened is it was like it was not because of the flood itself. That some of it, yes, but not every gold and precious jewels was buried because just because of the flood. It was because at the end of the flood, remember all the animals and the people that was dead, they they stink, you know. So God had to do something about the he had to do something about
The corpse and
the
all that.
corpse, and I can I just leave it on the floor with people, you know, because Noah was still alive. So God had to do something about it so it can preserve the people that was alive so they don't get sick and die as well. So what he did, he made a strong wind pass by, and those it was a really strong wind. So like things, mountains and stuff, so cover these bodies and all that stuff.
Okay, so while the wind came and blew all the dirt to cover the people, all the gold and stuff just
Yes,
got buried with it.
it
Yeah.
got buried with the people. So that's why so many people you see sometimes they people dig and they find big bones,
Yeah.
skeletons, and they wonder how come all these things is underneath. You know what I'm saying? These had the flood had a lot to do with these things, and the people back in the days as well used to be much bigger. They used to be much bigger than us. Remember, after years and years with sin, we just it became like we used to be like we used to grow until like almost 1,000 years, right? But with after years in sin, we become like we can only live to 70 or not even sometimes.
Yeah, the lifespan 70 year.
Lifespan is really bad. So that has a lot to do with it. That's why people like you see big bones, big animals, even animals. Like there was different type of animals back in the day because a lot of people killed these animals sometimes, so they stopped to exist. Like,
Yeah,
and
I
that was
got you.
crazy.
And that's interesting because now when you live up, somebody goes up to 100, like, oh wow, he's or she's they old man, they lived a long time. And then you think about it, back in the days, like people were having like babies when they were like 100 and something, like 200, they were still having kids. So it's like sin has made our minds so small that we even the purest, like the simplest things, we find like wow, but it's compared to how it used to be before. It's just like it's crazy.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But you know, the concept, our concept of long is weird now because what used to be really long, um,
It changed a lot, yeah.
changed a lot. Yeah, like our concept changed. Like now, short seems long to us.
And it's crazy. A lot of things changed. Even it's like even what you call it, um um like
Yeah.
how come like every every animal like has legs
Yeah.
except snake. So it's like it's interesting. Like if you think about it, a lot of people don't know the reason why. Like no, snake is the only animal on Earth that has no legs, that crawls and stuff like that. So if you go back in time and many people don't know like how snake used to be. Like in the Bible, it describes snakes as it used to have like no wings. It used to be like precious jewels. Snakes used to be like beautiful. It's after sin that God said, "Oh, you shall crawl in your stomach for the rest of your life." But before that, it had wings and legs and all that. It's just like crazy how God did a lot of things and a lot of people just don't know about it. It's just like
Yeah, that is that is one of the big things that we should, like, that many people don't know this. Like if you ask somebody, right, what is like one of the why every animal, or except worms and stuff, because they're not
yeah,
really
those are
animals,
insects and
insect
stuff,
and
like
stuff.
bugs and stuff. We're talking about
Bugs.
like
So we're
animals,
talking about literal animals. How come it's only snake that crawls on his belly or her belly? You know what I'm saying? It doesn't make sense that that's the only animal that I know of, at least, that crawls on his belly.
yeah.
I don't know if you know any animal that does that.
No, but like I just said, like it's explainable. Just people don't know about it, and it's just like there's a purpose for everything. And
And that's one thing that, like, when we talk to the evolutionist people, they sometimes they don't know how to explain that. Like, they be like, okay, the I don't know, it's just this seems normal to them, but it's not normal because it has an explanation. Because the Bible says God cursed them. The curse that God placed on them was that they will crawl on their belly for the rest of their lives.
which means that before they could crawl, they had legs and stuff.
Yeah, God gave curse for everybody that participated in the sin. Adam had his curse, that
Curse,
because God says you will eat from the sweat of your face.
which means you have to work for food now instead of just grabbing it from
Yeah,
the
yeah.
garden and eat it. Yeah,
Because God blessed in the beginning. God put everything right there, so everybody had the food was available for everybody without really doing much,
it was
doing
just
nothing
available.
really.
Yeah,
It was just available because God gave it, and God, all the fruits was there. Everything that they needed for them to be well was right there. They just had to grab it and eat. But after sin, they was no longer able to stay in the garden for them to have that privilege.
so they had to work for it.
And Eve had a
Yeah, her curse was to in pain she shall have labor. Like so before sin, if she had babies, if she was to have babies before she sinned, it would be probably like an easy birth, no pain or nothing. But after that, God says that in pain she shall, conceive and have babies and all that. So everybody got cursed, and that's how snake as well got cursed because it was a blame. So when God asked Adam, Adam blamed Eve, and then when God asked Eve, Eve blamed the snake. So basically, they were just blaming God for everything because he said, "The woman you gave me gave it to me." And then the woman said, "No, no, the snake that you created gave it to me." So it's like basically they're just blaming God for everything, and God just,
exactly.
yeah,
Like, they was not saying like it's your fault, but if you go in the in the back of their mind, is they really blaming God because
the way they worded,
when
like the
Adam,
woman you gave me, the snake you created. So it's
yeah.
like,
So basically, by saying that, they're really blaming God is because if you do this, you let the snake came here, you made the snake, you made the women,
yeah,
so all the blame goes to God, even though God gave them free will and everything, they had to choose. But that's one thing, like, God is not gonna take your free will, so we have a choice to choose whether we do good or bad.
and that mentality we still have it nowadays because now anything that happens, people don't like to take blames no more. They like to blame people and just like you could be at work and something bad happens, which could get you in trouble instead of admitting fault and be like, oh, it's my bad. People like to blame other people. It's just like we have the same mindset. We're afraid of putting ourselves out there and just being honest. So like everything came down to us as well, which is very scary.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, but yeah, that's one of these things. Today, to be honest, is not gonna be long. We just wanted to talk about these ideas that we have in our heads and how, you know, it can be impactful, like on certain conversations, especially when it comes to like talk to,
Wonders, like yeah,
yeah, especially like if you're wondering, okay, why is this, like why is that, why, how come it's like this, or maybe never cross your mind about these things, maybe you never had like a thought on why does these things happen, but like like these, it's mysterious sometimes because we never think about it. Okay, how come the snake crawls on its belly, and how come all the gold is underneath the ground instead?
uh,
Like,
the rainbows and all that
yeah,
stuff.
the
Yeah,
rainbows and all these things. You know what I'm saying? Like, but like it's something that's interesting, and to me at least it was interesting. And we wanted to share that with you guys because we share it a lot back in the days at work or stuff like that,
yeah,
and people used to find it, interesting. It was like, oh, I never knew that. So we just decided to share it with you guys today.
yeah. Because back in the days, we used to do like a lot of riddles at work. So they used to ask funny questions. So in the riddles, we just introduce like real riddles instead of just like joking type of way. So we just introduce God, and through those you can reach people too. Like you can actually people can know God about knowing how things are how they are today because the only explanation is God. That's it. A lot
Exactly,
of things that happen, there's no way to explain it but saying God did it. That's it.
exactly. But anyways, guys, it's been real. I don't know if Joe wanna add anything to it, because today was just we was just trying to do really a small podcast. We didn't wanna take
Eh,
too much of
mhm.
your time,
And it's
but
only episode 2, so it's
yeah,
like
it's only episode 2, but
we're gonna get deeper and deeper
but
as
it's gonna get much better. It's gonna get much better, much better.
better content as
A lot of
we go
content is gonna
forward.
come your way. A lot of people is gonna start coming, to do like question and answer. We're gonna have some people that, interesting people that we know, that knows about finance, you know,
Health wise.
health wise and stuff like that, and regular friends that we just want to hang out with and talk. We're gonna have some people coming in soon, but we just want to make sure we introduce ourselves. You guys make sure to get to know us a little bit better, and but yeah, that's one thing that we wanted to do. Make sure you guys, get to know us a little bit better before we start inviting people.
Amen, that's right. But yeah, so like you said, we just wanted to keep it short and simple. And so next week, by hopefully Sunday, we'll have another video for you guys and
Yeah, exactly.
different topic, which will be good. So stay tuned and thank you so much for watching.